This is a moment in Jewish history. This past month marked the 100th anniversary of the passing of Eliezer ben Yehuda, founder of modern Hebrew. He was the author of the first Hebrew dictionary, founder of the Committee of the Hebrew Language, and foremost figure in the efforts to revive what was thought to be a dead language. Born in 1858 in the Russian Empire to a Chabad Hasidic family, Ben Yehuda joined the growing number of young Jews eager for a renaissance in Jewish culture centered around their ancestral homeland. But with the actual moving to the land of Israel came the question of what language these dispersed Jewish people would speak. In April of 1879, he published an article in which he called for Hebrew to be the common language for the yet-to-be-created independent Jewish state. It was not without opposition. Some felt that because it was an uncommon language, it would not be suitable for communicating with the other Jewish people, or with other nations in conducting commerce or other issues. Others felt Hebrew should be reserved only for prayers. Yet Ben Yehuda was not deterred. He set a personal example by informing his wife and child that they would speak only Hebrew at home. His son, Itamar ben Yehuda, went on to be called Itamar ben Avi, the first Hebrew child. Ben Yehuda wrote textbooks for what he called the Hebrew in Hebrew program. Schools in the land of Israel slowly began teaching classes in Hebrew. Ben Yehuda and his team began the task of modernizing Hebrew by creating and adapting words that did not exist in the times of the Bible. Although many words did exist and were able to be used, things like kitchen utensils or other household objects had to be created based on existing Hebrew terms. It was Ben Yehuda who devised the bulk of this work. He spent years working on what eventually would be called the Ben Yehuda Dictionary, a 17-volume set that was not fully completed until after his passing. Ben Yehuda was even imprisoned by the Ottoman authorities for his efforts. They accused him of attempting to incite rebellion. Ben Yehuda's beloved first wife was Devorah Jonas, the daughter of a Jewish businessman. The young Eliezer went to her father's house for help studying for university entrance exams. It was there he met Devorah, who tutored him in Russian and French. Devorah was devoted to the bright young student and they fell in love. After marriage, they had 5 children together. Eliezer suffered from tuberculosis, and Devorah devotedly took care of him. Unfortunately, in doing so, she too contracted the disease and passed away. As the story goes, it was her wish that Eliezer carry on the family and his important work in disseminating Hebrew, and Eliezer then married her sister, Hemda. For the next 30 years, Eliezer and Hemda became partners in not only raising the first Hebrew-speaking family, but in reviving the Hebrew language. Together, they bore 6 more children. She accompanied her husband on his travels to libraries and archives and met with American and European leaders. She spoke at events and gatherings about her belief that, quote, if we have a language, we shall become a nation. Hemda ben Yehuda wrote several books and a newspaper column called Letters from Jerusalem. Eliezer ben Yehuda died in December of 1922. He was buried on the Mount of Olives in Jerusalem. His funeral was attended by over 30,000 people. Today, thanks to his contribution, the Israeli people have indeed been united in the Hebrew language in an independent state. Israel's first Nobel Prize was given in literature to S.Y. Agnon, who wrote in Hebrew. There are now countless books, plays, films, poems, and more written in Hebrew. Doctors and scientists speak and write about the latest technology in the language originally spoken by the prophets of the Bible, using modern terminology developed by Eliezer ben Yehuda. Ben Yehuda wrote in his memoirs, I fell in love with the Hebrew tongue as a living language. This love was a great and all-consuming fire that the torrent of life could not extinguish, and it was the love of Hebrew that saved me from the danger which awaited me on the next step of my new life. This has been a Moment in Jewish History brought to you by Ben Bresky. To reach me, you can email bbresky@gmail.com. That's bbresky@gmail.com.